All right, I'll try that again. Welcome back, everyone. I started streaming, but I forgot to hit the streaming button to actually start streaming. So it's so
that's why I'm here, Gringo.
That's why you're here.
I was just like looking at this. I was like, you know,
I don't think I
was like, should I tell him?
My
he's doing so well.
He's talking. I'm talking to nobody.
I'm talking
to nobody. It's great. So, man, yeah, it's you can see I'm still bundled up. Why? Because it is it's cold. It is cold. And it gets cold south of the border here. And even though it's really hot as hell during the day. So I took a walk today and I'm just dying out there in the sun. Of course, you know, my wife and my kid keeps reminding me we're closer to the equator where we are, which means the sun's closer to me, which my translucent skin here has a tendency to burn. You know, I get that Larry Bird complexion.
Yeah, you look a little red today. I'm not going to lie.
You know, it was tough, but now it's freezing. Yeah. I don't know what the temperature is. It's been dropping down to like 45 at night.
It drops down to like the 40s at night. It hits the 70s. It says like nice 70s or like a gust of wind. The gust of wind exists in the shade.
Yeah.
When you're out in the sun, toast.
Yeah,
toasted.
Yeah. So it's
nice weather though. Yeah, it is nice weather. The thing is, you dress up for the. You think it's going to be cold all day. So you just go out with, you know, heavy sweatshirt, jacket.
I know.
And you end up cooking yourself alive.
Well, New Year's Eve, I had this nice sweater, nice shirt underneath, jeans, everything. And by the time I was done with dinner, I'm like down to like, I just wanted to just be, I was peeling off the sweater, peeling off my hat.
We're in the 50s.
We're in the 50s now, so it's going to get even colder.
It's going to get colder. It'll be much colder by tonight.
So welcome back, everybody. This is episode 22 of Late Night with the Gringos. We got a lot of things we're going to talk about today. We're going to look back at some of them. You know, I just posted about, 3 or 4 days ago, maybe 2 days ago, my best of and worst of 2024 list for movies and TV and things like that. And so we're going to kind of talk about some of that stuff. There's some stuff in the news about New Orleans we're going to talk about. Some interesting things coming out of, one interesting thing coming out of Houston, our old hometown.
A lot of things with Houston.
A lot of things. Houston's.
You hear a lot now from.
Houston's a newsworthy town, man. But again, nothing but love for you guys in Houston. I do love Houston, and the people there. So, but definitely weird. Definitely something that came out of the news that kind of upset me about some of the things in Houston right now. We obviously are going to talk about the Las Vegas incident as well, because that became interesting in a couple different ways. And a couple of the pop culture. We got Armie Hammer. You don't know. I bet you, Junior Gringo, don't know about Armie Hammer.
I feel like you've mentioned this person.
I probably have, but we'll get into him.
I cannot recall.
He's back in the news. I'm actually happy for the guy. And we got a P. Diddy story.
Oh, you went from happy to that?
I went. We got a P. Diddy story.
You can't have a smile when you say that. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, we got
baby oil.
Yeah, P. Diddy party, yeah.
Hey,
damn it. Wow.
Oh, well, an hour ago, South Korean authorities enter impeached president compound.
What do you mean they entered?
An arrest attempt.
Oh, they attempted. I don't know. They attempted to arrest him.
I don't know.
You arrest the guy, you don't arrest the guy.
I don't know.
So the former president of South Korea was attempted to be arrested. So where is he?
I don't know. We're gonna figure this out.
I mean, he's the president of South Korea.
There's a video of just like these investigators rolling up in normal cars trying to go find him and go arrest him at his compound.
Yeah, that always works.
But I guess they didn't get in, maybe?
That always works.
I'll read up on this while you continue.
Jeez. But yeah, so I think, we're going to start off. The other day we started out with the tragedy. We had to talk about it yesterday, what went on. We're going to talk about it again, a few updates. And some things that just are weird to me still. And don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those conspiracy guys all the time, but I do believe in some conspiracies. Don't get me wrong, But there's just this mistrust I have right now with the whole the whole Justice Department over the last few years, and I just feel like there's stuff we're not being told. We probably are not being told for a good reason. I don't know. I think that we're not being told everything, and we'll kind of talk about that. But let's start out with some fun stuff. Let's bring you back up on screen. You know, it's like it's always good to have you on screen. Oh yeah, that's a good article right there. We'll start out with that article. Even though I don't know how many of these things you've actually seen.
Doesn't sound like they got him. It sounds like the security said, "No, you're not going to arrest him."
No,
that and their protest is preventing the investigators from getting in. South Korea's a mess right now. People want them arrested. People don't want them arrested.
You know, it's a strange year when South Korea starts making more news than North Korea in a bad way.
You know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So
can we go back to the old times? I miss the threats of nuclear war. It made me more calm. It was like, I don't have to worry about those student loans.
Rocket Man,
yay! Please, student loans. I can't.
Don't worry about your student
loans. Gonna need
you. They'll come do in a few months.
Hey, Gringo, you could have told me I was on camera. I just saw here.
I told you I'm gonna put you on camera.
I know I was gonna be on camera, but for a while it was just you.
Yeah,
you didn't tell me you switched scenes.
I just didn't want to go back. It's on.
No, Gringo.
So let's bring you up.
I didn't hear that. I was reading. I was doing research here, Gringo, for the channel.
Can read. People don't mind if you're reading. That means you're informed. By the way, what for those of you not initiated into the world of baseball, what hat are you wearing right now?
Tokyo Giants. Well, it's Yomiuri Giants, technically in Japanese.
Tokyo Giants. Awesome.
Tokyo Giants. I like them.
Nice. All right, good. Just wanted to know. All right, so this article came up, and I found it interesting. The 10 of the 10 movies, 2024 movies that people thought would be way bigger, and they really weren't. And of course, the first image you have here is Furiosa. And but let's go to the list here.
Yeah, let's go to the list. Let's not jump on it. Maybe it's a good article.
Well, we're not going to read through the article. We're going to go to the movies. I think I've seen all.
I mean, like
movies.
The rankings are respectable. You know,
there's no rankings.
Rankings in the sense of like the list.
It's just that these movies don't deserve to be ranked. Here's the first one: Argyle. Now, you were in school. You didn't have to sit through Argyle. I
heard you had to apologize for this.
I apologize to your mother for bringing her to this movie.
Isn't that horrible?
Yeah, because it's like, you go out with your wife, and it's like, I like to go out with my wife and say, hey, I'm going to show you a good time. And I bring her to Argyle, and she's like, at the end of the movie, she's like, what the hell was that?
What did you never even bothered to explain? You just told me how bad it was. You never even explained it.
Okay, there's one scene.
I don't even think I remember watching the review.
Bryce Dallas Howard. You know who you remember Bryce? She's the redhead from Jurassic Park, the latest one. The one that runs in high heels.
Oh, the CEO lady.
Yeah,
who's
that lady. Right?
Wow, can't meet your nephews. Here's a babysitter. I'm 17. Here's a babysitter.
So she is a writer who has amnesia for 5 years. But it turns out she's the super spy of all the entire world. Like she's better than Bond. Like James. First of all, they have Henry Cavill in it and John Cena and this singer. I finally, at the time when Argyle came out, I didn't know who Dua Lipa was.
Dua Lipa.
I
don't know her either that well. I just know her name.
I couldn't name a song if you put a gun to my head. But anyways,
no, me neither.
She's in it. So these three. So they Henry Cavill's in it for like maybe a total of like maybe 8 minutes if you put all this. But it's like he heavily was in the trailer, so you're thinking, oh, Henry Cavill. Like we all like Henry Cavill, right?
Yeah, who doesn't?
But no, it was a kind of a bait and switch. Sam Jackson's in it because he's in everything and it's really inconsequential. Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad. Again, it's a good cast. You got Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, it sounds like a good cast.
It's a great cast. The Catherine O'Hara, which you know as the mother of Kevin from Home Alone.
You think I know actors' names?
Well, Home Alone.
I know Home Alone. Just tell me who they played.
The mother.
Yeah, I know who that is.
You
tell me. You said
Catherine O'Hara.
You said Catherine O'Hara, and I was like,
she's actually very
she's nice.
My generation and previous generation, she's legendary for being a comedic actress. Anyways, so Bryce Dallas Howard, who looks to weigh about as much as I do in the film, is the super spy, and she knows all these, and she gets to learn all these kung fu moves. Now, there's a scene where someone gets shot in the chest, right here. But
wait, where we got it's right semantics here. You kind of survive. I mean, kind of.
No. Here's the thing.
Here, you're dead.
Two separate people. Separate people get shot. They get shot, and the bullet miraculously goes through this tiny, minuscule opening where the heart doesn't really exist. It's sort of like an opening, and it goes through the back. And
Right.
So
That's what I mean. It's like,
Twist.
here, it's possible you could survive a shot here. I mean, you're not getting up.
if I'm standing in front of you and 3 feet in front of you, and I shoot you in the chest,
Right here?
yeah,
I could survive that.
no, you can't.
You could.
You can't.
Technically.
No, you can't.
Medically speaking. It's unlikely, but you can't.
Medically speaking, according to some scientists in Europe, I can have a baby. It's not happening. Okay, so anyway,
That's not real science.
Anyways.
You're a man.
So she's the super spy, and at one point in time, they're surrounded by bad guys in the bottom of an oil tanker. So their plan is
To raise the carbon emissions.
no. They cut one of the oil lines, and the whole floor is covered in oil.
So someone's got to have a lighter. Please.
Petroleum. No. She puts on ice skates and starts skating like she's skating on ice with knives and taking.
Okay.
She's skating on petroleum.
You can't. That's not how that works. It's if you're like telling me you're sliding with like your shoes, like you know how I slide in like stores when they freshly
No.
wax
We're
it.
full on like
Full
Olympic,
on ice skates,
full on triple lutzes and everything.
And it's like normal floor just covered in oil.
normal floor covered in black gold.
But what is she wearing? Is she wearing ice skates?
She's wearing ice skates and a white dress that never ever gets dirty. When she's done, there's not one little drop of oil on her white dress.
You know how I know this movie's bad?
Why?
I still don't know what the plot is. You haven't even explained to me the plot. You've just explained to me.
There's really no plot other than that she's got some secret and her parents are evil and they're after and she's to save the world or whatever.
From what?
I don't know.
From who?
Who knows? Who cares? Anyways, bad movie. Bad movie.
I figured.
This movie should not have been bigger, so that it doesn't belong on this list. I mean, I guess people thought it would be bigger. Thought it would be
That's
bigger.
why.
But
It's earned its spot on the list.
It's earned a spot.
Even though it's
It was on my
terrible.
list of worst movies of the top 5 worst movies of the year. We'll get to that in a few minutes. So Argyle, John Cena was kind of funny in it. He had a small bit part, and but I mean Henry Cavill is. You want to see Henry Cavill? Okay, this one I had trouble with. Were you with us when we saw If? Imaginary Friends? Ryan Reynolds. I can't remember when you were not with us and when you.
When did you watch this movie?
I don't know, this year sometime. Early in the year. I don't know. If, the big purple guy. And you would remember if you saw it. So anyways, it's Imaginary Friends. It's Ryan Reynolds. It's fun. It was cute. It wasn't the perfect movie. It had some plot holes. You know when you watch a movie and it's got
I definitely didn't watch this.
It's got like magic or fantasy in it. There's always rules to the fantasy world that if you break them, that's when the fantasy characters are in trouble. There's no rules established, and so you never like.
They're just making this up as they go.
Yeah, but I mean, still,
But that's funny.
It was fun. I actually enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the voices. I enjoyed Ryan Reynolds. I thought it was cute. I thought it was fun. I think John Krasinski both wrote it and directed it, as well as having a small part in it. And so it wasn't terrible. Do I think it should have done better? I thought it should have done better, but I probably bad release time or something like that. But it wasn't the greatest. But it's if you've got kids, like if we had our nephews come over, well, actually one of them's a little bit too older. They're probably a little older now.
Still, they'd enjoy it.
They'd probably enjoy it. But if you had like 10-year-olds to 12-year-olds, 13, or even below that, they'd enjoy it.
So movie for you.
Yeah, movies for me. Yeah.
Movie for you.
Yeah, it was fun.
You.
So this movie, Drive Away Dolls, didn't see it. It's okay. Let me read.
Who's playing it? Who's in it?
No one.
No one.
Over the years, the Coen brothers have made numerous beloved films ranging all the way from classic comedies like The Big Lebowski, awesome movie, to Academy Award winners like No Country for Old Men. In 2024, Drive Away Dolls became the first film to be written and directed by Ethan Coen in the absence of his brother Joel. Okay. Even with just one of their names attached, fans of this duo were hugely excited about the new film. The reveal that its cast would include Margaret Qualley, Coleman Domingo, and Pedro Pascal, that guy we know, only added fuel to the fire.
Everything.
Yeah. The excitement surrounding the film proved to be more of a curse. However, as Drive Away Dolls was able to even come close to living up to it, the persistent raunchy humor of the film proved to be too much for viewers. I guess, it was really raunchy and kind of had a lot of like LGBTQ commentary or humor or something like that, but I guess it was too much, leading to very underwhelming reviews overall. Although the film was only the first to be directed solely by Ethan Coen, the comparisons between Drive Away Dolls and past Coen brothers films were inevitable. To the disappointment of many, Ethan Coen's debut did not nearly match the quality collaboration with his brother. It made no money, basically. And so I think this was in theaters in Mexico for about a week.
Sounds like it would be.
Yeah. for about a week, and then they said, no, thank you. Okay. And that's the thing with Mexico, they, in the United States, it's 99% American-made movies, right? And so they can play around with theaters and allocating. Here, you've got movies from France, Germany, Mexico, other places in Latin America. You got U.S. movies, you get Asian movies.
You have too many. You have too many markets.
Too many markets, and so I mean, if something's not going to make any money, they're quick to cut it, and they're quick to cut this one.
Just watching the dog slowly move the orange wire.
Yeah.
I'm like,
our dog is very, very sick. He's been in and out of the house, and so he's made a few messes. So if you see Junior here jump
run
up
off.
and run off, it's because he's.
Don't expect me to close the door on my way out if I gotta run.
I know, because I don't think you're gonna make it down the stairs with that dog.
Oh, he let me out. He ripped one. He ripped one.
Okay, well, you know what? He's sick. Let him be. All right. Here's a film that I know I got a lot of crap for liking.
No, Joker?
Yep, Joker, Folie à Deux. Okay, I did. I liked the film. And again, in my review, I told you why I liked the film, and I understand why everybody else didn't like the film. And, I think the one problem I had afterwards is learning that they did it as sort of like they made this movie on purpose in a way to... Because the first film was so geared towards... Everybody said, it's so violent. It's toxic this and toxic that. And they said, well, we're going to make the exact opposite and deconstruct the character. And deconstructing a character is fine. But when you're doing it...
The way you did it
is an insult to the fans. And that was your meaning and intention behind it. Now going back and watching it, I kind of see, okay, now I understand why some people didn't like it. I did not hate it. I liked it. It's fine. Again, I'm a musical guy sometimes, so musicals don't bother me. I wish it did better, but it didn't. It did about $200 million. So the first Joker film, I think the budget was $40 million, and it made almost $1 billion, or like $800 million or something like that. Crazy.
Something like that. It was a great movie.
So they made they gave a $200 million budget to this film, and then it only made $200 million, so it lost a ton of money. Now, again, I go back to Todd Phillips didn't want to do a sequel. After all the press and after all the success of the first Joker, everybody asked him, are you going to see Joker Part 2? Or are you going to see Joker and Batman? And he kept saying to everybody, and Joaquin Phoenix kept on saying to everybody, no, we don't want to do another one. No.
Well, they didn't need to do it. It was good.
They didn't need to do it. Yeah, it was great as it was, and you could have been left as a standalone, and that's fine too. It won the Academy Award, so they backed up a truckload of money to his door, and they said, you want to do it? And they gave Joaquin Phoenix, I think, $20 million to play the part again. Who's going to say no to $20 million? He's like, you want me to song and dance? Says the Joker, fine, $20 million? Where do I sign?
I'll do that for $5.
Yeah, you give me $5 million, I'll put on makeup and song and dance. I don't care. It's like...
Sure, my friends may be disappointed in my performance.
Yeah.
But when they see that bank account, they'll be like, you know what? Smart move.
Smart move, baby.
Smart move.
And Lady Gaga. Everybody pronounces it. I pronounce it Lady Gaga.
That's how I've always pronounced it.
That's how I always pronounce it.
Is it different?
I've heard other people pronounce it Gaga.
Gaga. Hey.
Gaga, whatever. I
don't know.
I know one song really well of hers, which is the first one that won Poker Face. By the way, when I worked in Target...
Poker Face, oh my God.
When I worked in Target, right? When I worked in
No.
And I was running a store in Boston. They had one guy working for me, and his job was just to walk around and scan empty spaces with the inventory gun, and that would create an order for the back room to fill. Anyways, every time I walked by him, he was constantly singing. He Poker Face, and he could sing it like he loved the song. He knew all the words and it wasn't just like casually singing. I mean, he was into it. He's a pup pup pup. I mean, he's just scanning away, just doing Lady Gaga, and I was like, all right, so that's why that song's always stuck in my head. Other than that, she's I guess people have issues with it. I know she did the meat dress once, and that was years ago, and she says controversial things, does controversial things, but she's like...
I've never seen the meat dress. You
never saw the meat dress?
No.
That was like the first or second year she was famous. She went to some award show, and the dress was made out of meat.
Should I look this up?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm curious.
Go ahead. I don't know if it was real red meat, but it was like, or just looked like it was, anyways. But to me, like, I grew up in the 80s. She's just the new iteration of Madonna. I mean, you had Madonna, then you had Britney Spears, now you have Lady Gaga. I mean, they all do the same thing. They say controversial things. They do controversial things. They put out music people like, and they become rich and famous. And then they go into the movies. I mean, it didn't work out for Britney too well. She did one movie, but Madonna did a few movies. I guess.
Talk about this.
Yeah, the meat dress. She got meat shoes and everything. The meat. I guess it's some sort of statement about walking the red carpet.
I don't know.
So, anyways,
interesting.
I was thinking about rewatching this again. It's on Max, and I know we get Max, so I was thinking about rewatching it, but we'll see. There's other things on Max. Anyways, all right. Here's one that I saw, and again, Trap. This is M. Night Shyamalan.
We watched this one.
Were you with me with this one? Trap.
The one with the murderer who's like
he's in the concert. Yeah.
Yes. I really enjoyed this movie.
I enjoyed it until the
You
final
didn't like
act.
the last act.
I didn't like the
You
last
didn't
act.
like the last act.
And I mean, he's kind of.
I understand it, but it was a good movie. They had to find a way out.
Yeah.
They had to find a way out to kind of keep it going because he had a point. He just didn't know how to fully transition it there.
Yeah. It was kind of questionable. Here it even says the conclusion was questionable. Some of the dialogue was questionable.
Yeah.
So
some of the actions were questionable. But that was more in the end, not at the beginning.
So I mean, but once that gets out, people start talking about because when it comes to his movies, Shyamalan's movies, it's the twist. Everybody, once you're famous for twist endings, then you got to deliver every single time. Because once you don't deliver, it's over. And once people hear that the twist ending didn't deliver, they're not going to go see the movie because they don't want to be disappointed. They go
yeah. But I think regardless of that, I mean, what kind of twist could he have done? What, a guy gets out, goes on a rampage?
I don't know, maybe
takes over the city. Is that what you want?
Full Joker style. The whole thing where the pop singer becomes like the hero of the film. I think they could have did that a little bit different. I think they could have done it more with the mother, the wife, kind of figuring that out. And I think that was like a way better kind of like twist ending.
I think you're right on that.
So
I wouldn't disagree.
And the whole he got out of the car with the crowd around him, like, dude.
I did like that. That made me laugh.
Although the performance by Josh Hartnett, I thought was fabulous.
Oh, he did a great job.
I mean, talk about a psycho.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Scary guy.
Yeah. All right. Up next on the list.
I'd help him out.
Up next on the list. Yeah. It's like telling Hannibal Lecter, I'll make the gravy. It's like,
just don't eat me. I'm not on the menu.
Y2K. This is a movie no one saw. You want to know why?
Terrible?
It wasn't that it was terrible. I don't know if it was terrible. I didn't see it. You want to know why nobody wanted to see it?
Never heard of it.
Well, it was produced by Jonah Hill. Fine. I don't have nothing wrong with Jonah Hill.
Okay.
All right. It was starring Rachel Zegler. Snow White?
Yeah.
That's why no one's going to go see that now. After she opened her mouth and said all the things she said, no one's going to go see it.
I don't even remember exactly. I just know she said a lot of things.
She said a lot of things.
I don't remember what she said anymore.
She said a lot of things. Including after the election. She said even more. So no one's going to go see her.
I think most people said a lot more.
She's
after the election.
Well, she's a toxic asset, and I don't care. I will probably go see. Actually, I wrote it down.
You have to see Snow White.
To review it. I don't know. I don't know if
you have to.
Do I even want to see it to review it? Do I even want to give it?
You don't want to see it, but you have to see it because honestly, it's what we expect from you, Gringo. Gringo, you have a responsibility to this channel. Why am I playing with my left hand? I'm right-handed. You have a responsibility to this channel, Gringo. You watched this film.
Listen, I sat.
You better enjoy those elves, not elves, those dwarves. Elves. I can't believe I said that. Dwarves. Remember when they were gonna change the dwarves to the other people?
Yeah. The bandits, the merry bandits or whatever they call
whatever
them.
It was. I saw that picture and I was like, no, wait, we have chosen to butcher this already. I don't know what Disney expected when they released that photo. I was like, people are gonna get it.
Disney didn't release that. That got leaked. Disney's like, no, that's not our photo. It's like, but it's your people. Those are your costumes.
It's in the cast. It's right there. She's in the photo. It's not doctored. Nah.
Anyway,
so what are you talking about? Sorry, guys, you're out of a job.
So Y2K is a party. It's like a horror film, and it happens in the 1999 birthday.
2000, yeah, I know about Y2K.
And Y2K goes crazy, and all the appliances start going crazy.
The computers don't work because, we didn't think about living past 1999.
A24, that studio is always hit and miss. Anyways, Rachel Zegler, toxic. Anyways, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga is next on the list. And you know what?
You like this one.
I like this movie.
I didn't see it, but you told me it was great.
I Really like this movie. Your mother. This might be your mother's favorite film of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Remember, she's the one who chose the
Listen,
Meg.
here's
Alright?
yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
All right.
No,
let's not go there.
Doesn't mean much.
Listen, this movie didn't do well because it's called a Mad Max saga. What did it not have in it?
Mad Max.
Mad Max.
Okay, figured.
So Chris Hemsworth was awesome in his role. I thought Anna Taylor-Joy was awesome in her role as Furiosa. I thought the story was good. The action was good. I thought everything was good. But again, I understand that, people don't want that. They want Mad Max, and it was like, okay, another girl replacing the hero. I get that.
Well, then in that case, what you could do is give a new name, and at the bottom would be like part of the Mad Max universe or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
they've done that with movies before, where it's like it's a same universe, different story.
So it bombed. It didn't make the money it needed to make, and 14 years after the one previous, the I can't even remember it now. It's not Thunder Road. It's a Bruce Springsteen story. Anyway,
no, it's something Road. You're right.
Yeah, Fury Road.
Fury Road.
That's it. Anyways,
you're like Thunder.
That
Road.
won Oscars and stuff like that. So that was a great film too. But again, it had Mad Max in it.
Yeah,
maybe not as the main character. Well, he's kind of like with Charlize Theron's character, kind of shared.
Still the main character.
Still, he was in it.
That's named after him. There's an argument.
Up next is the Apple flick Wolves on this list. I watched Wolves with Brad Pitt and George Clooney. I had nothing else to do at 11 o'clock at night, sitting in the airport in Houston, waiting to sleep overnight in the airport in Houston so I could catch my flight the next day because I wasn't going to pay for a hotel room when I just had to sleep in the airport. They have very comfortable couches in Houston. Houston Airport, Terminal 4. Very comfortable areas to sleep.
Can attest to this.
I can attest to this, all right? And
Jeremy the homeless man, I miss you.
I miss you.
Thanks for the rat blanket.
Here's the key to sleeping over in the airport. Find a place in the terminal that you like, but find where the bathrooms are and find out the cleaning schedule. Because once they go through, the cleaning crew will go through, they'll clean it out. You have a pristine bathroom. If you got to go in there to use it for anything, 1 o'clock in the morning, clean bathroom. You got no problems. You want to change. You want to do your business. You want to whatever, brush your teeth, all that stuff. Place is clean. Anyways, Houston Airport. Love you. So Wolves, it was a film that was it was like paint by the numbers. It was predictable. It was Brad Pitt and George Clooney being quippy with each other. It was just hey, we're buddies. We're going to make some money, make this movie.
So kind of normal classic movie.
Two hitmen that work alone, that are forced to work together
kind of story.
And it tried to be a little twisty, but it really wasn't twisty. And
did you at least enjoy it?
Is
it enjoyable? Can you watch it?
Okay, here's the thing. While watching it, I recorded it so I could chop it up to review it. And I was so about it. Wasn't like I didn't like it, or it wasn't like I really loved it or I didn't hate it. It was so I was like, it's not even worth my time to do a review to make content for.
Really?
It's on Apple TV if you want to watch it. If you're bored, it's not. It's just that's probably the worst thing I can say about a movie. Going
right.
If I say it's awful, at least you can watch the movie. And go, wow, that's awful, and laugh at it because it's so awful, right?
Figured. With
a few exceptions. All right. But yeah, it was. What did this article say? In a decision that upset a large portion of the film's potential audience, the studio decided to only give Wolves a 1 week long theatrical release before making it available to stream on Apple TV. Wow, I didn't even know it didn't come out in theaters down here. I don't know about the United States.
No, well, probably because it was only out for a week.
Here we go. This decision massively limited the number of people willing to see the movie, effectively killing the hype surrounding it. Wolves went on to receive mixed reviews, with praise given to the performance of Clooney and Pitt, but little else being able to make the film stand out. Their performances were, they weren't, like when I think of Brad Pitt.
Stellar.
When I think of Brad Pitt, I think of Seven, Fight Club.
Right.
Those are stellar performances.
Right.
You think of.
Well, not everyone's going to be a stellar performance.
Not everything, but this is not one of his better performances. No, this is like going through the motions performance. George Clooney, way better. Syriana, things like that.
No.
Way better performances. This was, to me, was like, again, it's like Batman and Robin kind of going through the motions.
I get what you're putting down.
So, anyways. Up next on this list was Civil War. This is the shoot the president in the White House, the Trump kind of.
Oh, the photographer.
You know what?
The photographer, right?
Yeah, this bombed. Why? Because people are just tired of this crap. Tired of the crap. Tired of like, oh, that side's the bad side and this side's the good side and tyranny. And you know what? Go screw. And you know what? So it deserved a flop. Maxine. You have no idea who Maxine is. Now, this movie was good. It's the third in the trilogy, which started out with X, then Pearl, which is sort of like the prequel to X. So X came out and Mia Goth. It's a horror movie and whatnot. It was decent.
Right.
Pearl is awesome. I love Pearl. I think Pearl is one of the better horror stories or thrillers or whatever you want to call it that come out in the last 5 or 6 years. I really enjoyed Pearl. So Mia Goth plays the same character, well, not the same character, plays a role, and then she plays Maxine in this one, where she finally makes it to Hollywood, and it's the third. It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Most third acts in a trilogy don't measure up to the second, let alone the first. But if you're a horror fan, if you liked X and you like Pearl, watch Maxine, finish it off. Hey,
but you don't think it's stellar?
It's not stellar. It's not. If you're going to rank the trilogy, it's the worst in the trilogy.
Okay,
it's the worst in the trilogy.
I can't really comment because I don't think I know anything really about it.
Yeah, here we go. The final film, Maxine, continued the story of Maxine Minx, a character originated by Mia Goth and X. Following the acclaim received by Pearl, fans are very excited to see what kind of twisted new story West would tell with Maxine. With a fun new setting and story, Maxine felt uncertain to dazzle its audience. It was the highest grossing in the trilogy, okay, but that's because it was anticipated. It did not provide a satisfying conclusion fans have been craving.
Mm-hmm.
Failed to match the quality of its predecessors, leaving many. So, it just. Especially like I said, I was so impressed with Pearl. I love Pearl. Like, Pearl's a psycho. She's nuts. I'd never want to be left in a room alone with her, but fantastic performance by Mia Goth in that movie. Pearl.
Right. So in other words, it didn't live up to expectation. No, it truly didn't. So it truly belongs on this list.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the list from Screen Rant.
I think pretty fair list.
It's a pretty fair list.
I think they're a little harsh with the Fury Road. I mean, that's because it just didn't perform well.
Well, I mean, it didn't perform well.
It didn't perform well, but I think.
And I was surprised it didn't perform well.
Yeah, that's.
I know some people out there were predicting it would flop. I'm thinking, you know what? Anna Taylor-Joy, no one's got anything bad to say about her. She's great.
No.
Chris Hemsworth,
great.
He's a bro. He's one of the Avengers. Hey,
yeah, good guy.
Let's support Thor.
Part of my childhood in a way,
and it just didn't.
It didn't deliver.
It just didn't.
It just didn't deliver. It didn't
resonate.
Yeah, it doesn't resonate. That's the word I'm looking for. Audience didn't want to connect with it.
Didn't resonate. So, for me,
hey, I mean, listen. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or is it Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Well, it depends. Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory is the first one.
Yeah, Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka. When that first came out, it flopped. Horrible. But now it became because it's a cult classic. It's a cult classic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe for that series, it'll become something like that later down the road.
You still haven't seen Wonka.
No.
And I love Wonka. I'm not apologizing for it. If you want to apologize for it, too bad. I love Wonka.
I've got to watch Wonka.
You got to watch Wonka.
There's a lot of.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Yeah.
So,
sure, buddy.
Anyway, so if everybody has anything to say about these movies, go ahead and throw it in the comment section below. We'll answer it. And Junior here is watching the comment section for me because I'm blind, even with these glasses.
You can't even see.
You're lucky I can look and see where the camera is.
I am actually shocked sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at you and I'm like, wow, barely holding on to life. No, I'm joking.
So, I put out my list and I put out my video, and you can catch it on the channel if you want. But just a preview, of course, I call out the movies that I loved and I thought did well, and even the movies that maybe I didn't like, but I can see why people love them.
Mm-hmm. A little preview here. Come on.
Well, preview, but I mean, of course, Inside Out 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine are on that list of best of.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
You don't make over $1 billion and not and
it gets thrown in the trash.
In the trash, right? Of course, I think Dune Part 2 deserves the Oscar for everything. Dune Part 2 was incredible.
I haven't watched it.
Dune Part 2.
I haven't been able to go to the movies to watch these.
I know you've been studying. Thank you very much for studying and not wasting your dad's money. I appreciate that.
I thought about it.
Don't waste
there's a movie
money.
theater near there. That was nice.
So. So, you know what? I got to plug in the old computer here because it's going to die.
The old computer?
My old computer here.
This is not that old computer.
This old computer. It's not an old computer.
It was on a Macintosh from like the 1990s. 95.
Anyway, Dune Part 2. Dune Part 1 was awesome. And Dune Part 2 was a true cinematic experience in every single way. Music, direction, acting, set design, costuming, everything. And to bring that book, which, you know, your brother asked me, should I read that book? And I'm like, he likes to read, but that's a book where you're like, that's a next level book of like, this is dense stuff. It's like, you know.
Well, yeah, actually, he usually doesn't like to read that much. Now, as of late, he's started to read more.
Yeah. So, but I mean,
kind of interesting.
it's like if you just read To Kill a Mockingbird and then you tell him, and then you say you want to jump to Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. It's a giant.
Not an easy jump there.
So to get that material on the screen and have general audiences relate to it and be able to translate that in a way,
and also understand it, and connect with it,
yeah,
and not really complain.
Yeah,
not really many complaints or disagreements or even like confusion.
I whether it wins or not, I think it does. Wicked might take that away, and Wicked's on the best of list. I expected to not like Wicked. I was like,
I actually was afraid for Wicked. I thought it was not going to do well when I first saw the trailer. I thought, oh god.
No, I
thought, oh god, because of just the history you kind of have with
it's got such a following from the Broadway musical. It's made over $1 billion or something like that for the musical.
I didn't even know it was based off a musical till like.
It's based off of. It's a musical based off of a book.
I know.
Now I worked in Borders bookstore, like a year before I even met your mother, right? And that's when that book came out, and I remember that book being just you couldn't keep it on the shelf.
Right.
Couldn't keep it on the shelf. So, but I like musicals if it's entertaining, but this one I was like, I don't know. But I went in there and I said, we're going to sit and watch it. And at the end of it, I looked at your mother and I said, I enjoyed that. You enjoyed it. She said, I enjoyed that. You enjoyed it. And
you were just surprised that you enjoyed it.
I was surprised I enjoyed it, but you know what? I give all the credit to again, Ariana Grande.
Mm-hmm.
Her performance was hilarious. It was friggin' hilarious.
I'll have to watch this movie.
Yeah, it was absolutely hilarious.
If it's that good, I have to actually take it.
Not that Cynthia Erivo did poorly. She did great in the role. Ariana was just funnier. I mean, better. Just, I guess,
Oh, we're back.
Are we back?
I don't know. I just saw your camera go like blank for a moment, like back to the home screen, and it just came back. Does it do that normally?
No, not usually. Here, let me get out of it.
I think we're fine. I think we're live. We're good. I think we're good. We seem to be good.
Here I am again.
Yeah, it went blurry. Okay.
Yeah, let me go back to you and me. And go back to this. So yeah, so definitely had that on some of the best of, and then my old buddy here, Godzilla Kong. Why? Because it was so much fun watching that movie, sitting and watching that movie, watching big monsters fight big monsters.
Wait, did -1 come out this year too?
No, that was last year.
That was last year. I can't remember. Yeah, I was like, I know you have
Godzilla -1. Yes, this is what you call
Mexican bootlegs,
Mexican black market. And by the way, the quality is just as if you bought it in a store because they get the digital. We'll talk about that in a second.
Woo, pirating.
I've talked about that before. Listen, when you live in Mexico, there are people that I've met, even some of the people that were working on our house, and we said to them, and these are men my age, and they say, oh, they ask, what do you like to do? You talk to them, get to know them, and they're like, I said to them, well, my wife and I, we like to go to the movies a lot, and he's like, yeah, I've never been in a movie theater in my life, and I'm like, wow, and it's not a question of money; it's a question of there's no access to where they live. There's no such thing as there's not even police. Never mind, or fire. Never mind a movie theater.
It's just
old-fashioned
justice.
I mean, it's old-fashioned. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's rural, and so the only way you get to see movies that are current is this is the way you get to see them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then if there's a movie in the United States that does not, because sometimes movies don't come out here,
right?
I'll give you an example. I wanted to see Reagan. I know
Reagan didn't come out here.
Like, why? People out here don't give a crap about Reagan.
And if they do, they don't like him.
Probably.
Or they might like him. I don't know.
So sometimes you have to resort to other alternative methods. That's not an endorsement. Anyways, So, and there were other movies that I really liked. But yeah, this was Godzilla Kong. I mean, if you tell me, hey, I'm going to make you a hamburger and you give me a hamburger, that's awesome. Sometimes it's like, give me what's advertised.
Just give me the fighting.
Give me the giant monsters.
I don't need that much exposition. Just
nope, I don't.
give me a good fight, brawl, round 1, round 2, championship round, title raised. I'm good.
Yeah, and that's what I got, and I was like, cool, very cool. Which is why I didn't like the Godzilla previous with Aaron Taylor Johnson or whatever his name is.
Which one? There are a couple of previous ones.
Remember the one where like he's like in the Fukushima nuclear power plant. It's all close.
Oh, the very first one.
Yeah,
of the new series.
Yeah, because I'm like, where's Godzilla?
Godzilla Kong. I watched the first version where they had the Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
this is the one after. I know this is one with the other Kong. And
yeah.
I don't think again. Study.
So, but there was other good stuff that called out, and but it was hard. It was it was a little difficult. You look at there's an article.
I'm gonna go check on him.
You gonna check on him?
Yeah, you switch to you.
You switch to me. You switch to me. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're gonna kind of take care of our dog. We think he's a little sick and probably needs to go out.
Yep.
So
he wants to throw. Nope, it's easy. Maybe not in here. Never mind. He did anyways.
Oh, yeah, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sick. We'll clean that up.
I can't even open the door.
That's okay. So I'll keep going while we figure that out.
Let me leave real quickly, so I can yell at Mom.
Yep. Here we go. All right, so we're back. We are back.
I need a bag.
We are back. And as my son cleans up after the dog, because that's funny to me. Oh, I can do this.
All right, Caesar, come on.
Here we go. So domestic box office falls to $8.75 billion in 2024 as movie theaters struggle to recover from the strikes. Why? Because there was some really good films, but there really wasn't a lot. There was a lot more misses. Let's see here. Let's see here. Moana 2. That's made money. Deadpool Wolverine made money. Like we said, Despicable Me. Forget about that one. They made almost $1 billion. And let's see here. But there was a lot that didn't. Joker 2 failed, like we talked about. Furiosa failed. Venom: The Last Dance made $476 million, which was good, but not great. Kung Fu Panda. I've never seen any of the Kung Fu Panda films. I don't know if I want to. Beetlejuice. I expected that to do way more than $451 million, but it didn't. For whatever reason.
Did it make its money back? Sorry, I'm waiting.
Sure. Yeah, it did. Other than that, Twisters rank. Twisters. We'll get to Twisters in a second. Horizon and American Psycho Chapter 1. That tanked huge for Kevin Costner. I still haven't seen it. I don't know if I want to see it at this point. If it that bad, but it's so long. Bad Boys, right? Anyways, so yeah, it's not even the box office is not able to recover yet from pre-pandemic levels, and that's because there was just more bombs than there were more misses than wins, and that's just the way it is. The way it is right now, I think as pop culture and entertainment kind of finds its footing again. Yeah, there were the strikes and all that, but again, I go back to Hollywood is putting a lot of stuff out that people don't want to see. Hollywood is putting things out that they want you to see, even though they know you don't want to see it. It's like you go to a restaurant and you order steak, but they bring you chicken. Why? Because they think chicken's better for you. Well, no, I wanted the steak. Same thing. They're not listening. They need to start listening. Anyways, so with the worst of list, and I'll go back here. Ooh, there's me again. Hi, me. Running doing this on my own. There are some films on here which I said, made the, that could be worst of. Like I gave dishonorable mention to the Joker, Folie à Deux, even though I liked it because of what it did on purpose. For me, Twisters was one of the films I hated the most. I was just talking about it. I couldn't stand Twisters. Like, I love dumb fun like Godzilla, but this dumb and this friggin' stupid. Using diaper chemicals to battle F5 tornadoes. Don't believe me? Go back and watch the movie. Oh, we're using the same chemical composition they use in diapers, and it'll absorb the moisture. An F5 tornado, you're going to throw diaper chemicals at it. First of all, you're going to roll up on it in a truck and anchor yourself to the ground. And you think an F5 tornado not going to pick that truck up like a matchbox and fling it. But my most thing is like, and I'm gonna blank on this guy's name, but the dude in it, who's seems to be like he's going to be in everything now. Not that I have anything personally against him, but he is a Texas resident. He knows better than to go around in a truck like that, hooting and hollering and hee-hawing. It just annoyed me. Look, I live in Texas. We're not all like that. We're not all idiots. We're not all like, woohoo, ah, hee-haw.
I'm back. What are we talking about?
Twisters and how I hated that movie.
That was a great movie.
Shut up. You hated that movie too.
No, I just didn't understand it. At first, I thought this has some potential to be like at least like interesting, It's a movie you watch when you have nothing else to watch and you don't care about the logic. But like, you really, really don't care about the logic, and you just kind of want some excitement. That's what you watch that for.
Then go see Godzilla. Don't go see Twisters. Stupid.
But Godzilla's got some logic to it.
Stupid friggin' movie. Dumb, stupid movie. Dumb movie. Dumb. So Twisters is on my list of like things that I hated. The Crow.
Oh, okay. Talk about a movie that was
Worst
movie. I wanted you to. Did you even apologize to me still for that experience?
I did. I apologized the minute that movie ended.
Yeah, you didn't say sorry. We said, I'm sorry. He said, TT, I'm so sorry.
TT, I'm so sorry.
I made you
sit there, movie.
Watch this.
I almost got up and walked out.
I wanted to. I was hoping you would.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't have blamed you. If you got up and walked out, I would have been like, you know what? I've got to review this movie, so I got to watch it. And he doesn't.
The problem is I had nowhere else to go.
It's a mall. You could have gone anywhere.
Sit down alone in the food court
go
with
get
no
an
internet.
ice cream.
With no internet.
Dude, if you go sit down by yourself in the food court, grab a McDonald's cheeseburger and hit on some Mexican cutie.
There was no McDonald's in that part of the mall, remember?
All you had to do was go downstairs.
No, there's no McDonald's downstairs.
In the food court.
That's not McDonald's food court. We were in the other movie theater. Not the Cinepolis. We were in
Cinemex.
Cinemex.
Great, there's a Starbucks. Go get a coffee.
I don't drink Starbucks.
Okay, there's a city market. Go get some food.
I'm not.
Go get something. You friggin' millennial.
No, the other thing is also if I leave, I know you'd be okay with the other one,
Oh, your mother would have freaked out, but I've been
exactly
I gotta
my
review
point.
This movie. Anyways, that movie was just bad. It was so bad. But it took itself so seriously, and it was just
that's the thing. You can be a bad movie if you don't take yourself seriously. Yeah. You're funny.
Yeah.
You know you're bad. It's entertaining.
This was terrible. And again, I go in it with the only memory of Brandon Lee as a Crow and me, friggin' 18 years old, 17 years old, and that soundtrack of that movie and the visuals of that movie.
No, I know that movie. I watched that movie.
Damn,
Great.
That movie was so good.
Great.
So
then you chose to watch this thinking it was going to be good. You saw the trailer. Did you have hope for that?
I have hope for everything.
That one, listen, it's good to be hopeful as a person. I'm a hopeful person.
I'm old. I have to have hope. I got nothing left.
I'm a hopeful person as well. But when I see something and I know I can tell what's a train wreck and what's not a train wreck.
I know the trailer looked like it would be a train wreck, but I thought maybe it's just a bad trailer.
If you have a bad trailer, then you have a bad movie. Because that means the best marketing department you could get we looked at this and said,
"Not true.
This is the best we can make."
Not true. Transformers 1 had a bad trailer.
The Michael Bay?
No. The animated Transformers 1 that came out this year.
I don't remember the trailer for that. I think it was decent.
The trailer was like people thought the trailer was a bad trailer.
And
when it came out. And you know what? I really thoroughly enjoyed the movie. It deserved more eyeballs. So did Fly Me to the Moon. That probably
Fly Me to the
should've
Moon.
been-
That one I did like a lot.
I did like that a lot. Probably would
The
have
trailer didn't do it injustice. It was a good trailer.
Yeah, but
Trying to throw Fly Me to the Moon as some like supportive bag of bad trailers.
yeah,
Gringo trying to
Fly Me to the Moon.
substantiate his claims as
Transformer one.
falsehoods.
Transformers
I'll give
one.
you Transformers 1.
Right.
Fly Me to the Moon had a good trailer.
It was okay. Those deserve more eyeballs, but this, Crow, you had a bad trailer. And
Crow didn't just have a bad trailer. Crow was the train wreck you should have prevented.
but you couldn't make a good trailer out of that movie.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. The best marketing department you could pay made that.
They're so bad.
That was the best they could do.
I couldn't understand. I'm like, this is the movie? Like, I thought maybe, like, is this like...
I thought this was the trailer for the, like, you know when like they have the trailers playing before the movies.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is the film.
This is the film.
Oh, we finished and submitted this. Like this is. I don't know if you ever had these like
It was
moments.
like the rehab place where everybody's wearing pink jumpsuits.
Exactly. Yeah, I was like,
And it's like, is that a thing? Is like, is this a cult? It's like, what's going on here? Is this a
You know what
religious
this is?
retreat?
you know what it is? It's when you were watching a movie. That's like, I bet the directors felt when they submitted it completely. It was like, when you submit a presentation for a class and it's terrible, and you don't know anything about the subject you're presenting on, but you have to present on it anyways and try to find a way to kind of pass it off as at least decent. You're just praying to pass. Maybe just recuperate whatever you lost.
So you're saying they were just like C's get degrees kind of attitude?
It was more like C's get degrees, but I don't know if I'm getting a C. Please give me one.
Honestly, that movie made me angry with how bad it was. All right. The other movie that pissed me off was Frozen Empire. I thought it was one of the worst of the year. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Okay? And again, in my review and in my recap of 2024, I tell you, the Ghostbusters franchise is very simple. You need to do two things, and two things only.
You need ghosts and Ghostbusters.
Fight ghosts, crack jokes. That's it. In Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, they barely fought ghosts, and they barely cracked a joke. At least nothing that was real funny. And then the narrative of the script was around, okay, so you get the little girl there, who's a little bit more grown up, but she's still a minor. She starts getting groomed by another female ghost she meets in the park playing chess. That was it. So burgeoning female relationship between a minor girl and a ghost who was lit on fire and killed years ago.
Where was this park?
Central Park.
Central Park, New York.
It was in New York.
Probably was a witch.
I mean, you had Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray.
Witch,
you had
witch, burner at the stake.
All I'm saying is,
That's what I say. You know what? Those pilgrims, those colonizers did the right thing in that movie.
Stop
No,
it. Stop it. Stop it. It could have been great. It wasn't. It was bad. It's just such.
I don't even remember hearing.
It was a
about this movie.
disappointment. It's like I wouldn't even say, hey, you should watch this. No.
I shouldn't even skim through it.
No.
Is the CGI bad?
No. It's not terrible.
I'm just wondering what else is
No.
bad. Just the acting and everything else. The narrative.
It has no story. It's a movie about ghost busting that you don't ghost bust.
We got to protect the ghosts now.
And then like Finn Wolfhard, who's a good actor, they barely give him anything to do in the movie. They make up things for him to do. Like it's like he's got a couple little scenes here and there. Barely do anything. It's all about Phoebe, right? That's her name. And
I don't.
and her falling in love and the ghost.
But she falls in love with the ghost.
Basically, yeah. They never come out and says I'm in love with you, but it's very obvious, of course. And then she wants to be on the other side with her, so she can be with the ghost. And it's all a whole ruse to get the Frozen Empire. It's so stupid.
I'm sorry.
And then,
I thought you were talking about a ghost, a minor ghost and a ghost. I thought
a minor child. It's literally because earlier in the movie,
who greenlit this?
I don't know, because earlier in the movie, the mayor of New York, who happens to be the original bad guy from the first Ghostbusters, the guy from the EPA, Walter Peck, he's now the mayor. He actually looks at the Ghostbusters now and says, "You have a minor child hanging out the side of a car with a proton pack. Like that's child endangerment." So they literally call her a minor child in the movie, and then later on, she's literally runs off, is sitting in the dark alone in Central Park with her chess set at the chess table, and a ghost appears. It's a female, and they begin to fall in love. Yep.
So we're just greenlighting anything. Greenlighting anything.
Greenlight it.
Greenlight it. Greenlight it.
Does it say Ghostbusters on it? Green light.
I know, by definition, is pedophilia. But hear me out. Hear me out. Let me tell you something.
You PDF you. So don't say that word on screen.
Is that one of the words?
That's one of the words you can't say.
Really?
Yeah.
How many words can we say?
There's a whole list. You know, I gotta get you the list of
You
words.
gotta give me this list.
There's
I know the
huge
swear
list.
words are off.
A huge list.
Oh my God.
So we had that, and of course Argyle and Madam Web. And I've totally it's been such a long year. I totally forgot about Madam Web coming out almost a year ago.
That came out this last year?
It came out it was February 14th. I think it came out last year.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk
Terrible
about-
movie.
It was bad. It was really bad. It's okay, so first of all, Madam Web is an adult. She ends up kidnapping 3 underage girls to
Okay,
protect them.
I'm sorry. Who's greenlighting these
Right.
stories?
I don't know. But
What is with them?
to protect them from the bad guy, she brings them to a secluded wooded area outside of New York City, in upstate New York.
Oh, because nothing ever bad happens in upstate New York.
Tells the 3 of them,
Secluded area.
tells the 3
Three
of them, you
minors
stay
and an
here.
adult.
You stay here. You'll be okay by yourselves. Just don't do anything dumb. And leaves them in the woods with no food, water.
Wait, she straight
Straight up leaves. She's like, I got something I gotta go do.
Wait.
Drives back in the stolen vehicle back to New York City, which happens to be a taxi cab, because no one's gonna report that stolen, or that's not gonna come on the radar. Or when you go through the toll booth, it's not gonna flag that license plate. Anyways, and then when she gets thrown to
No, you know
3
what?
hours later,
Plot armor.
3 hours
Oh,
later,
plot
right?
armor.
3 hours later, the girls have made their way out of the woods because they're hungry. They find a roadside diner and they see, oh, there's a table full of young boys over there. Well, we're being chased by a guy who wants to kill us. We're supposed to keep a low profile. What are we going to do now? Well, we ordered all this food. Well, you know what? Let's do table dances for these guys.
What do you mean table dances?
They get up on the table and they shake their ass for them. Total strangers, because they're boys and boys. They make girls look so dumb. If there's a movie, if you're a feminist out there, you don't be mad at me. Be mad at Madam Web, because they make girls look stupid. Very, very stupid.
So let me get this straight. 2 movies in a row. Minors,
Yep.
adult, kidnapping.
Basically. For their own protection.
For their own protection.
For your own good.
For your own good.
I've been trying to imagine
Did
that.
we just bring you up to secluded upstate New York woods
Some
in a cabin?
some adult guy in central West Virginia is like, yeah, I kidnapped her. She's underage. Yeah, I kidnapped her, but it was for her protection.
Their own
And
good.
I'm like, that's not gonna fly with the West Virginia State Troopers.
That shouldn't fly anywhere.
Shouldn't fly.
It's just what in West Virginia? Nowhere.
So I don't know who's writing this stuff.
Gringo.
but
I think this is why Hollywood's a little out of touch.
this is why didn't they fail to get back to the box office of pre-pandemic levels?
That you know, we're just missing in all these stories. Some baby oil.
Baby oil. No, we're gonna get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute.
Smooth transition.
We'll get to that in a minute. We're not gonna get there just yet. P. Diddy can wait. He's got plenty of time to wait right now.
Are you sure?
But yeah, I mean, as far as movies go, TV was easy to pick the good and the bad. I mean, it was really easy. No one, I know it still has ratings, but no one watches stuff on normal ABC, NBC, CBS. No,
I don't even know.
it's all streaming.
And Penguin's number 1.
So
right?
the Penguin and Shogun. I know
Yeah,
Yellowstone.
Shogun.
People love Yellowstone. Landman that came out late this year or last year is good too. But Penguin and Shogun are the best. X-Men 97 was awesome. South Park had some awesome special episodes with joining the Pandaverse. That was put a chick in it, make it lame and gay. It's like
Oh yeah.
that one. And then they did another one where it's making fun of OnlyFans. That was I think that's the same one. Joining the Panda. They did another Ozempic. That was funny.
The South Park, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Oh yeah, I do remember this.
That stuff's easy. Bad TV,
Cartman's great. I love
bad
Cartman.
TV, The Acolyte. I mean, is there a worse? I mean, it's probably
No,
the.
Gringo, you must have loved that film. You made how many
film.
episodes about it?
Oh,
Not film.
gosh. It'll go down as one of the worst produced
Gringo,
shows
did you end?
ever in history. No,
Gringo, it says we ended.
nope. So
You sure we're live?
absolutely incredible. We might have lost something. Let's see. Nope, we're still going. We are still going.
Oh. Maybe my YouTube's just not working.
Yeah, maybe YouTube's not working. So, yeah, I think we're still going. Besides,
We're
your
gonna
mother-
assume we're still going. We'll assume.
We're assume.
Assume.
Your mother's probably she's probably watching us, right?
Well, I know she's probably behind.
Maybe. Anyways, The Acolyte, one of the worst TV shows ever. I totally forgot about Echo, which came out in January on one big dump for Disney Plus. That was bad, but Agatha All Along was worse. It's the worst Marvel show ever produced. Agatha All Along. So, but easy. Okay. Well, let's get off this topic. Let's get on to something a little bit more. Let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? Oh. This dude got screwed. This is Armie Hammer. He was an actor. He was in a few things. He was doing well. Then he got accused of a bunch of bad things with women, and he got canceled. There was a huge investigation by the LAPD. No charges were filed. Basically, he got canceled for no reason. He was accused of cannibalism, of all things. I'm like, so finally he's starting to get jobs, and he's actually gotten to the point where he actually...
I'm sorry, how did the cannibalism start?
Just rumors. How did the Richard Gere rumors start with the hamster? Who knows? You don't know that rumor, do you?
I know.
Okay. But who knows how that got started, right? Boop. Yeah. Boop. Yep. Beam me up, Scotty. Anyways. But the dude had to go, and like at one point the dude was so poor, like so he's selling timeshares in Aruba. Like you go from A-list actor, rocket ship on your back, rocket pack on your back, shooting you to the moon. You're gonna be great. Boom! Somebody says something that's not true, and you get slapped down, and your life is ruined. And now you're selling timeshare condos in Aruba. Finally, he made a podcast. He's starting to come back. They've kind of said, "Oh, wait a minute, this guy." So now the idea is that this guy got really effed over. And so that's.
I don't know, how did he get effed over? What did he do to get this?
He got accused of SA.
Well, I know that, but like.
But he didn't. But there's no evidence that he did it.
Exactly.
But it was Me Too. It was the height of Me Too, where you could say anything.
Anybody.
And he got, look at Trevor Bauer.
Yeah. I mean those what messages came out. It was like, oh wow.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's nice. He was on a podcast the other day, and looks like he's got so many jobs that he had to start turning down jobs, which is awesome. Good for him. I'm not saying he's a great actor. I'm not saying I'm a huge fan. I just love it when people get a second chance, or when the right thing happens to good, to good people. Because obviously, if he did something wrong, there would be something somewhere. But he didn't.
Right.
And to be accused of something like cannibalism.
Yeah, and you've got to come with me.
Like, you've got to have some receipts on that. You got to have you accuse me of that. You better have a picture of me
with a bone.
No, not a bone. A friggin' full human leg from above the kneecap down, just going, You got to have that. You've got to have some.
I'm going to need some sort of evidence.
I mean, you need.
It's just the fact that people that, like, yeah, it sounds reasonable. And
well, I mean, she said it. We have to believe all of them.
The cannibalism?
Believe all women. Believe him. They said he's a cannibal.
I don't believe in nobody.
Okay, if he's a cannibal, where's the body that he like?
That's what I mean. I need.
Like, did he eat the whole thing?
I need the cops involved.
Yeah, where's the receipts on this? Where's the evidence? Right? You can't just accuse somebody of cannibalism.
No.
But anyway, so poor guy. Good for him. He's getting jobs. I hope he friggin' makes a ton of money. To hell with the awards. Just go get some money. Go live your life, buddy. Good for him. Happy for that. All right. You want to talk about football or P. Diddy? P. Diddy.
Get some baby oil out.
There we go. I love this picture of him just like with the sun. I
didn't see this. No.
So there's going to be a couple new documentaries coming out. One on Peacock. Diddy's bodyguard, an intern, and a producer speak out in a new Peacock documentary trailer. Quote, I didn't want to be around him unless there were cameras. Well, that
says a lot right
there. Peacock has unveiled the trailer for a new Diddy documentary in which his bodyguard, intern, makeup artist, and producer speak out against the disgraced music mogul. And honestly, I didn't want to be around him unless there were cameras. One of the people in Sean Combs' inner circle says in the trailer for Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. The 90-minute documentary special will premiere on Peacock on January 14th. Hey, my brother's birthday. At least there'll be something good going on. Anyways, promising to provide, quote, crucial insight into the forces that shaped Combs and may have made him a monster. Quote, Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy features interviews with one of Combs' childhood friends, his former bodyguard, and a winner of Diddy's music competition series, Making the Band, plus producer and singer-songwriter Al B. Sure, who was at Uptown Records with Combs and dated Kim Porter before him, speaks out about his former label mate. The doc also includes new footage of Diddy partying, both at home and in the studio. An anonymous interviewee in the trailer says, quote, I've been with Sean for quite a while, and I've captured a lot of moments. Anytime a studio or any room is red, he's making love and sex. Some of the ones who went in the room, for sure, they were underage. End quote.
You just stood by and watched. No, I mean, he's getting paid.
Okay, here's a bunch of words we can't say.
Wait. Please tell me the trailer's just like generic footage of someone just squeezing a baby oil. The bottom to there.
What's with you and the obsession with the baby oil?
Because it's funny.
Leave it alone.
It's funny. The man said, I just bought it in bulk at Costco. And Costco came out minutes later saying, we don't even carry baby oil.
Costco's like, we
don't even sell it. You can't buy it from us. That brand don't exist with us. That's Sam's Club's problem.
That's a Walmart issue.
That's a Walmart issue. We're clean, we promise.
Oh, God. Okay. Combs has been accused of his homes were raided by the Department of Homeland Security.
Homeland Security?
And he was arrested after a grand jury indicted him. He was charged with trafficking and racketeering. He's currently incarcerated in Brooklyn. As he awaits a criminal trial in May, Combs
wasn't there? I saw this video. Sorry to interrupt you. I think of him on a motorcycle inside the prison.
Yeah, he's riding around in a circle.
He's just riding around in a circle on a motorcycle.
Dude, he's still got money, I guess, and he's still innocent until proven guilty.
Do you think he gets baby oil delivered? You gotta imagine.
Well, he's got his new cellmate, Luigi.
That's what I'm saying.
You know that guy? The guy
yes.
He's in the cell. He's in the same cell.
Even better. You know what's better? The lawyer for Luigi and the lawyer for P. Diddy are married.
Oh, dear God.
It's beautiful.
So this comes out on Peacock January 14th. Netflix is also producing a docuseries from Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
Hell yeah.
And the people producing it are the same people who did the Nickelodeon expose Quiet on the Set, which exposed all the abuse on that one. So, hey, watch the trailer below. So the trailer's out there. There's no way I'm touching this trailer on a live stream right now. It ain't even going to happen.
Please.
It's just not happening.
Please tell me there's also baby oil.
Baby oil. Send all your baby oil requests care of. So,
hey. Got receipts from Costco. Those, sir, are doctored. Oh, God.
See what else. Notre Dame beating Georgia today. So,
woo!
Go Notre Dame.
Go Notre Dame.
People, if you're anywhere near Mishawaka, Indiana, and you're working in the Apple store, a little love for you because that's where I worked once. Anyways, Mishawaka is the town right next to South Bend. It's basically South Bend's Apple.
I always call it Fort Bend by accident. South Bend, right?
Yeah. Fort Bend is the county in Texas.
I know. South Bend.
Let's see here. Cybertruck explosion outside Trump's Las Vegas hotel was probably a self-delete, says sheriff. Because he can't say the S word.
Right. I know that one.
You know that one. Apparently he's a Green Beret.
Yeah, it was a Green Beret sergeant.
Big fat white dude.
On leave from Germany.
Yeah, it looks like he got a fight with his wife and decided to... I guess, what kind of fight do you have with your wife? Where you're like, I'm going to go rent a Cybertruck
and
park it
myself.
Drive to Las Vegas. Because I think he lived in Colorado or something like that.
Yeah, Colorado Springs, I think it was. Yeah.
That's one hell of an argument. I mean, I've argued with your mother before. Never have I thought to myself, God damn it, I'm going to get that Cybertruck, load it with fireworks.
Sometimes, Gringo.
I mean, she makes me angry,
Gringo,
but that's pretty angry.
Gringo, sometimes I looked at life insurance payout. I'm like, Gringo, you might You want to get in the car?
You get in the car. Push the button.
You
But
push the
apparently, he had a self-inflicted wound from a Desert Eagle. So
A 50 cal?
yeah, and so that's why they couldn't identify him at first. But then they found his passport, his military ID, all sorts of stuff in there.
Wait. He
Credit
shot
cards.
himself before he
Yeah,
went?
he did. He had everything else on a timer. So bing, bang, boom, and then
So
boom.
no one saw or heard the Desert Eagle go off.
Hey, that's a hell of a truck Elon makes. You know, that's
It's silence?
silence.
Dude, the silence of 50. Dude, to be in front of a hotel, everyone's like, 50 cal? They didn't hear it.
I'm just saying,
He's loud.
Elon, he's a genius.
Loud.
This guy's a fucking genius.
Dude, you don't need a studio. You just need a Cybertruck.
I mean, if we want to do, we're always talking about soundproofing the room.
Cybertruck.
Let's just get a Cybertruck and do the
That's what I
podcast
said.
inside there, right?
Exactly what I'm saying.
But anyways, so this guy apparently went to this. He was at the same military base, Fort Bragg. He served time at the
As
same
the other guy.
as the other guy,
Right.
as this jackass in New Orleans, right?
Right.
So coincidence, okay.
There's two coincidences.
This is like a
Too
lot of,
many.
all right. They're just like okay, but they're not related. The FBI is saying they're not related. The Las Vegas Sheriff Department has come out and says we don't think it's related. The Las Vegas Police Department is like, we think it's related. You just lost your background. There we go.
I'm not even on screen.
No. The
I know. But I'm just saying.
yeah. So
You go figure that out, buddy.
there we go. No. There it is.
What was I gonna say?
You're not on screen.
No, I'm not on screen.
What did I do to you?
You kicked me off, Gringo.
Did I kick you off?
I've been off this
Why
whole
would I
time.
do that?
I don't know.
Jeez.
You don't love me.
I'm a bad person.
I've been off the camera.
We
the
don't
whole
want that face yet. I'm a bad person. Here we go. Anyways, so a lot of questions around this one. I mean, you're a former Green Beret, and that stuff is
No,
happening.
I think it was active. He was on leave from Germany.
You're an active Green Beret.
Active Green Beret on leave from Germany.
Does the army or does anybody in the military have is there like health services or like checking on
He
these
might have
guys?
been. He might have been just like sergeant in the sense of like to train in Germany.
Yeah, but maybe checking on these guys, be like, hey, how you doing? You feeling okay?
Oh,
today?
like that? No, God, no.
We need to have a mental health check-in.
No, we got to put those towards
Shoot,
the
dude.
spirit bomb. We
Dude,
know
as a
those
store
bombers.
manager, I used to check in on my employees every day. Be like, hey, how you doing? Anything you need to talk about? You feeling okay?
No, that goes.
Right.
That money goes towards our stealth bombers, of course. Why would we? Who cares? I don't. I'm joking.
So anyway, so Elon, one hell of a truck. Anyways, so we got that, and of course, we all know now it's a lone wolf. There's no cell out there.
Are you sure though?
That's what they're telling me, but it's again grain of salt with this Justice
Let's
Department.
speculate.
Grain of salt with this Justice Department. Even Senator Kennedy was like,
I don't trust these
I
guys.
don't trust these guys. So Kennedy's like, I don't trust these guys.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. Don't like the guys running this operation.
But don't worry, because today President Biden was on top of it. He was busy giving medals to Liz Cheney for presidential honor.
We're still giving medals to Cheneys. All right.
All right.
Woo.
I guess if you're Cheney, you get a medal. Now, with the other jackass in New Orleans, and I mean that in every sense of the word, I have no empathy for this man at all. You can tell me he was depressed. Is this what? I have none whatsoever, because he took away 14 of the lives from people who were most of them were just kids, 18 to 23 years old.
Right.
Average age of most of them. There was one that I know was father, one that I know was a mother, a little bit older, and it breaks your heart.
Right.
I have no empathy for this man. None. And I'm starting to get no empathy for the Islam Arab population of North Houston after reading this. Now, of course, he was born a Christian, or he was raised as a Christian. In an early age, he converted to Islam.
Right.
Somewhere along the way, he got radicalized, right? Now, however, his mosque has put out a statement.
Uh-oh.
And, okay.
This is okay. Usually, it's during this time you want to be as silent as possible when you're related to
No. This is where it gets weird, all right?
Oh, no.
All right. Assalamu alaikum,
Assalamu alaikum.
brothers and sisters. I'm sure many of you have heard about the tragic events that took place in New Orleans this morning that are now being classified as a, quote, act of terror by the FBI. Quote, unquote, act of terror by the FBI. Why would you put that
Why
in
would you
quotes?
put quote? Why would you put...
I want to emphasize the importance of everyone to stay very vigilant and aware of your surroundings. The safety of our community is the most important thing. if anyone is contacted by the media, it is very important that you do not respond. That's fine. I understand that. If you're part of this guy's mosque, and you're part of the religious community that this guy was a part of, and the media contacts you, sure, that's fine. Say no to the media. They're not your friend. They're not looking to be your friend. They're not going to give you anything.
They're not going to help you.
This is the next part is what I have a problem with. If approached by the FBI
Hold on.
and a response is necessary, please refer to the CAIR and ISGH. I believe that CAIR is the Center on Arabic Relations or something like that. Islamic Arab Relations.
Probably.
The other one is the Islamic Society for whatever. It's sort of like, you know how they have the Jewish organizations, so like anti-Semitic. Right. These are like the same.
The Arab version. Okay.
No. What a load of shit. If the FBI contacts you,
you
probably
should answer.
You should answer, and you should answer honestly and openly with every piece
because
of
if you don't, there's going to be a lot of suspicion thrown at that mosque.
Just with this, no.
This is already suspicious as hell.
It is crucial that we stay united at this time as we condemn these terrible acts. Please stay safe. Jazik Alua Karun. I'm not going to pronounce that. Don't bother. Management, whatever. It's from the mosque, or leader of the mosque. You scumbag. Take it from one Arab who's also first and foremost fucking American. One Arab to another. Go fuck yourself. Everybody who knows anything, if the FBI contacts you and you know something, you tell them, because 14 families deserve answers. All right, they deserve, because they can't get justice because this mother frigger is dead already because he went on a mission to self-delete. All right. But they deserve answers as to why this happened on New Year's Day.
Well, that, and I think the country also deserves.
The country deserves, yeah. First and foremost, those 14.
Just so we know what exactly is going on here.
Who knows? Is this something more, something else going on?
Yeah.
So now I start to see. Okay, the guy was radicalized. Now we have a mosque that seems like it's encouraging obstruction
not doing a good job.
of justice. It looks like they're encouraging obstruction of an investigation. Obstruction. It looks like they're witness tampering.
Not a fan of this one.
It looks like to me. It's like, is that what this person is doing? I don't know. I'm not alleging anything being done. I'm just saying, if you're telling somebody not to speak to the authorities, what other reason could there be other than that you have something to hide?
Right.
You know? Obviously, if this man was a member of their religious community, they know him. So,
precisely.
Again, from one Arab to another, to this gentleman that I'm not going to pronounce your name again because I can't.
Don't even try.
Go fuck yourself. Because you listen to the witness statements of the people who survived, talk about the bodies on the floor, bodies in the road. They're like, there's this one guy, he describes this. First of all, this one gentleman, young kid, he couldn't be more than 18, 19. Young black kid, talking about, he was there and he's like, I was looking for my friend, and it was a young black girl, maybe 18 years old, and she was about maybe 5 feet tall, tiny, friggin' midget, shorter than your mother.
Right.
Turns around and there she is, lying dead on the ground. And one of the witnesses says, yeah, I knew that was her, but she didn't look human anymore. She was so mangled.
Ugh.
Right? Go and listen to those witness statements. Go and listen to those witness statements.
Don't really want to hear that.
Absolutely horrible. And then tell me that you think that you should hide or not answer questions from the FBI.
No, the thing you want to do is you want to answer questions just to make sure nothing is... You want to present the best image of your religion.
Yeah.
No matter what religion you are.
So
coming out like that is not a great idea.
This was posted by Libs of TikTok on and I've seen this before. I saw this on Valuetainment. I've seen this so a lot of people have gotten this now, this message here. And if it, hey, who knows? Maybe it's not true. Maybe it's a typo. Maybe it's a fake message. I don't know, but I don't think it is. Anyways. So that's awesome. Let's screw around with that stuff. But that was it. That was the big deal today, apparently. So, that's
what everything was about. Woo.
That's what everything was about. Get back to me. I'm pretty. Here I am.
Not that pretty.
I'm old. What can I say? It happens. You get old. Most people. It's like I see those things where like people they age so well. Like you see those things. Like sometimes you see those shorts. The cast of this television show from 40 years ago. What do they look like now? And they look really good, but I mean, they're probably in Illuminati level 10 vats of lotion all the time because they're Hollywood celebrities, right?
They're just like the Luke Skywalker vat.
Yeah, you know, and
The back to
tank. And I've got, you know, I don't even have Avion. I don't even have skin cream. I have some skin cream. Your mother gave me some skin. Your mother came to me the other day. She goes, "You look terrible." I'm like, "Thank you, honey."
Really encouraging.
She's like, "Your skin looks terrible." I'm like, "All right, awesome." She gives me this thing of cream, right? And she's like, "Just goop it on." I'm like, usually when you have like skin cream, you only use like a little,
right?
A little. And she's like, no, goop that stuff on. And the thing's like, my skin is just sucking it up like a sponge, like a dry sponge sucking up water. So, but yeah, woo! It's been a time and a half. Yeah, so we're getting back to a regular schedule. I've got to create a better schedule, and I'm going to create a better schedule this week. It'll be posted. But I started working on my newest comic book video today, and I decided, you know what? Here, let me find it again. There we go. This dude, Metamorpho. The Superman trailer, right? You had that one shot of Metamorpho, and people are like, "Who the hell is this guy?" So I decided, you know what?
You're gonna do a video.
Do a video. We'll do a comic book recap this week. It'll be out in a couple days. Of his real name's Rex. His name is Rex Mason. His comic book character is alter ego is Metamorpho, even though he's only got one. He transforms into this.
Right.
So like a monster, gods and monsters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was originally so this artist, her name was Rhonda, and I'm gonna Farstat, was the person who created him. Now she was on maternity leave in 1965 or 1964, and they called her back. They called her up and said, "Listen, we really need some help creating some comic books." She's like, "But I'm on maternity leave. We really need you to come back." And they talked her into it.
We need this.
They talked her into
Call it a favor, Ruth.
And I'm like, all right. So she came back and then created this character, Rex Mason, and Metamorpho the character. And January 1965, he premiered issue 57 of Brave and the Bold. And we're going to recap that entire comic book. It's a three-parter. Well, not the video's not a three-parter. The comic
is a video three-parter?
No. It's after I edited up all the panels from the original comic book, it's about 50 panels, 50 slides,
right,
within it. I just have to record it, edit, put it together. Take me a couple of hours, but that'll be about it. And you'll have an idea of who Metamorpho is. And he's been an ally of Batman. He's been an ally of Superman. He did not accept the first time they voted, "Hey, you want to join the Justice League?" He said no. He's a very tragic figure. He's sort of like he had a really awesome life. Now his life sucks. Although now they just reissued him again as a new #1, Metamorpho #1. You can get it on newsstands now. Only the first issue of the series is out, but as a new run. And he's like this happy-go-lucky. Everybody loves Rex, and he's like, everything's great, even though he looks like he looks, does what he does. He's like Mr. Happy-go-lucky. Everything's great. You kind of like put like Mr. Positivity spin on it.
Does it kind of hurt the character?
I started reading through it, and I'm sort of like, it's not that I want him to be Debbie Downer all the time, but I want him to be. I want him to be a little bit more.
Where's the pessimism?
When you look like he looks,
I mean, Gringo, come on.
Granted,
he looks better than you.
He does look better. He's got less wrinkles. He needs that skin cream though.
Yeah, he's a little dry. Real dry there.
So, we decided to. I decided to go ahead and make that, and then next week we'll be doing Mr. Terrific.
Is he terrific?
Well, yeah, he is.
Is he pretty terrific?
There's 2 Mr. Terrifics, didn't you know that?
I thought there were, because I was like,
the first Mr. Terrific was created in 1941. And he died.
Got drafted in World War II.
He died, I think they killed him off in 1979. And then in 1997, you get the Mr. Terrific.
We know now,
Michael Holt. And that's the one that continues. That's the one that's going to be in. But I'm going to do both, just so you see both Mr. Terrifics and what they took, what they left, what they didn't take, what they added.
Which do you prefer?
The new one. I mean, the old one lasted a long time, but he never made
any big moves or anything.
He never
just
made it to that.
Guy.
He never made it to that main roster of
He's the guy you just you see in the corner of the Justice League panel. I know who that is.
That guy.
I'll get a free beer tonight.
So
Bar trivia.
definitely looking for that. I was going to do Guy Gardner, but I think I'm planning on doing something bigger with the lanterns later on in the year. So I kind of don't want to use up all my lantern fuel,
ammo.
Yeah. Even though I probably will end up doing it.
You probably should.
I probably should do Hawk Girl. I probably should do Lantern. I probably should do the
You should
engineer.
do the characters who are on the trailer that are in the cast. Do those, and then you can
I was even playing around with Lex, but I'm thinking to myself, Lex could be a 2-hour friggin' video.
Dude, Lex could take forever.
Lex started out as like a mad scientist, not even like an entrepreneur, just a mad scientist, and he had a full head of orange hair.
He's
He's
like
the
you.
weirdest looking. Yeah, so yeah, basically me. I used to have a full head of hair.
Except for he's rich.
Yeah, except for I don't have the money he does.
Yeah. You get the family though.
This is true. I could do crypto.
How long is that gonna?
4 minutes probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't know. There's not much to say about
The
crypto.
dog.
Dog. He's the dog.
So he just showed up one day.
Yep.
So crypto background
So yeah, we'll do that.
was left at a shelter.
Yeah, and I don't. And the thing is, it's really slow for movies right now because the Venice Film Festival is happening soon, and so a lot of things don't get
Released
released
or even shown off.
I think the first big release, January 17th, I got down as Wolfman.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, Wolfman. You heard me. Some sort of horror movie. It's the A24 Blumhouse kind of thing. September 5th. On January 17th, the other movie, September 5th, which is the story about how the sporting news had to readjust and make decisions they never had to make before during the Munich Olympics.
Ew.
That's September 5th.
Well, I know about it. I had to learn. Well, I actually knew about it, but I had to go more in depth about it
Then
for
the biggest release,
exams.
the biggest release is Flight Risk with Mark Wahlberg on January 24th or January.
I saw the trailer recently. It looks
all right.
all right.
There's another movie. There's some movies I wrote them down. I have to look back. I'm like, are these real movies? Companion, January 3rd. Then the next big movie that comes out is Captain America, February 14th, which we'll probably see here a couple days early because they usually release
That's
them earlier.
well, that comes in February.
Yeah, February 14th. Just like Madam Web last year. That's good.
Good
Snow
omen.
White.
Good omen. Good omen.
Yeah, Snow White on March 21st. There we go.
Not excited for that one. I might just let you watch that one alone.
Dude, I'm going to have to bring you to the Minecraft movie on April 4th.
No.
Yeah, dude, you're going to explain this crap to me. I don't know nothing.
They've done things wrong already in it. I've seen the crafting.
Dude, I don't know nothing about nothing. So are you going to tell me? You're going to say, oh, that's Minecraft. Like, why is Jason Momoa why does he look like a tranny?
That's not part of Minecraft. I don't know.
Dude, why'd they do it?
Don't
Do you enjoy the tranny Jason Momoa?
No.
What about the Jack Black character? Steve.
He's supposed to be Steve.
Who's Steve?
So if you ever see me play Minecraft, you ever see me sometimes playing third person and you like see the guy with the blue t-shirt and the blue jeans?
Yeah,
remember? That's the base. You can change your skin. You can just upload a special kind of skin file and use a texture so you can make your guy look how you want to look, right?
Sure.
But the basic Minecraft skin is Steve. So I guess the idea is this is the same Steve.
Steve
Was a name I think the community came up with first, and then Minecraft kind of just ran with it.
Okay. You call him Steve.
It's official, he's Steve, but I think it was originally created by the community, if I'm not mistaken. This is way back. This is old. I have to double check, to be honest.
Okay.
This is early 2010s.
All right. Well, who's the large girl then?
No, the rest of those people are not related to the game. That's just they created.
Okay.
Steve is the only. Which the backstory they're gonna do for Steve is probably not even real. I'll have to explain to you everything. I'll do a whole class for you.
Here's the real question.
Minecraft 101.
Here's the real question.
Yeah.
Should I start playing Minecraft?
Dude, absolutely. I have a Minecraft account. It doesn't run too well on the Mac.
No, you don't have a PlayStation?
Oh, they have a PlayStation version, but the computers, you can do it on computer. You can put mods and stuff.
I don't want to do mods.
Dude, I would love to throw you in RL Craft.
No, I don't.
RL Craft would be so funny to watch you play.
No.
You'd leave in like 5 minutes.
What is it? You dig and you create stuff? That's it?
There's a story.
It's like Legos.
Yeah. Not really.
How many people play this game now?
Millions, if not a billions of people. A couple billion, maybe, now at this point.
I knew it was big. I just never got it.
It's the biggest game
came
ever.
after. It came after, like, there was a period in my life where it's like I was gaming. Stopped gaming because why? You and your brother came along, and I stopped
But
gaming.
you still gamed a bit.
No.
You still gamed a bit.
After you, no.
DC Universe?
That was a few years afterwards, and that was all I did. And then so like I lost my whole gaming credentials at that point, and I'm just starting to get it back over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You know, so
We could play Minecraft here.
you know, like you start like talking about Minecraft, my mind goes, can't we just play the original Legend of Zelda? You know, it's like
No, I love that. I played that as well with you. Remember?
You know what? I wanted to play Metroid. I had this in my head. I'm like brushing my teeth the other day. I'm going, you know what? I really wish I had the original Metroid. Oh, you know what I saw? Friggin' there's an article. There's a Retro Gamer magazine. They were talking about the 20th anniversary of the original DS.
Yes, yeah, we were talking about that. Love my DS. I miss my
You
DS.
know I had that, right?
I know.
You know I waited in line to get that, right?
I know.
You know I had all this stuff for it, right?
You know what I
I
had?
had the Metroid game.
I had a DS Lite.
Do you know what happened to that, right?
Yeah, you know.
What happened to that? Go ahead, say it. Say it.
Got given away for free.
Given away for free.
Yeah.
By who? The woman I love.
The woman you love. Which is why you're okay with it.
I love you, honey.
You're okay with it, right? You don't miss it.
I don't miss it. It's okay. It's
Dude, I remember my DS. My DS, I think it was the
Besides,
DS Lite.
it wouldn't work now.
It would work.
I mean, it would work, but they don't make games for it anymore.
You can go find games easily for those things. You can.
You know, we're gonna go to that. We have to go back to the toy fair, and we're gonna go because they have retro games there too.
Yeah, you don't have a Game Boy Color somewhere in Texas.
Dude, you get like DSs here.
I have a DS here.
You have two
3DS.
DSs.
I have two. Why do you know why I have two?
I don't want one. What am I gonna do with it?
Well, the other one. So I play Pokemon games a lot on those, but I haven't played in a while. So in order to trade,
Dude,
trade
we already
Pokemon,
had the discussion about Pokemon and how someone doesn't want me to play Pokemon because it takes up too much.
I know, but
time.
I trade. But you got to trade from 1.5 because I don't have anyone else who plays Pokemon on the DS this year. You know. So I got to trade.
You're not getting me in trouble with the Pokemon again.
No, I know you're
I
not
listened to
playing.
you
No,
once.
this is not for you to play. This is
I
for
listened
me.
to you once. I did Pokemon Go, and everywhere we went, I was playing Pokemon Go
It was
because I wanted to
great.
catch. And then someone next to me was like, "You're always playing Pokemon Go," and I was sorry because she's right. I just stopped.
Don't lie.
Just
You're on camera.
I stopped playing Pokemon Go. I erased the game off my phone.
I know.
I got rid of it.
I haven't touched it in a while.
I haven't touched it.
I haven't touched it forever.
I mean,
It came out that the creators of Niantic, right, were just kind of using it to create like map data, so if there was like a point of interest they didn't know, they just plop a gym there and be like, go with your camera, catch a Pokemon,
wow,
show us pictures.
that's cool.
So that was the whole point of the game, was actually not really the whole. I mean, the money side of it was nice, but the point of it was the data, the mapping.
Now you and
Because they
Tony-
have the most accurate map in the world, 3D.
Well, now you and your brother want me to play that.
The DCG thing I have open here.
Yeah, he called. He's
Love
asked
this
me-
thing.
like 4 or 5 times. He's asked me to download this thing. I'm
Dude,
like, no.
it's awesome.
Why is it awesome?
Because it's the card game, but it's online. And it's easy to collect cards, you get fun cards, you make
But
fun
wouldn't I want
decks.
to collect the real cards?
Yeah, but then the thing is you have to play with energies. The energy rule set in here is much more fun because
I mean, there's rules. It's just cards, right?
it's got okay. Well, there's the rules to how to play. You play the TCG. I used to play I had decks that I made. There's 60 card decks you'd have to make for the physical one, and you'd have to have so many energies in it because they each attack
Like
costs
Pokemon,
energies.
Magic, Gather, all you guys with your card games. You know what card games I played when I was younger? It's called Noxies.
Poker.
Well, that too.
I
but
played poker.
Noxies and Go Fish. You know what Noxies was?
No,
Okay.
and they'll go fish though.
All right. Let's say you went.
I don't remember how to play them.
You
Nah,
went to
joke.
the store and you got your 3 or 4 packs of Topps baseball cards. You open it up. They're in pristine condition. You hit the bubble gum.
Oh, here's the
No,
George
no.
Brett versus Mike.
No.
No?
No. So, I have my 5 packs. You have your 5 packs, and I say, okay, well, it's my turn to play the Noxie. Be the guy that throws. You take 5 cards that you're willing to
bet.
give up,
Yeah, to give up.
and you lean them against the wall so they're at an angle. You can't see them, but of course you know what they are, right? Separate. So 5 in a row. You take one, and then I take one of my cards and I ninja star it at those other cards. And if I knock them down, I get to keep those cards.
All of them?
No, just the ones I
Just
knocked
the ones you
down.
knocked down.
I was really good at it.
I figured.
I used to be able to take out 2 or 3 cards at a time and make kids cry. But that's the card game we played. Well, that and War.
I know war.
Yeah, no War. That's about it. And then poker, Go Fish, things like that. There's rules.
You know,
to
my
it.
elementary, they banned Pokemon cards.
Why?
We would bring them to class so much and just playing them during recess. So sometimes, like during recess, instead of like running around, we'd huddle in the 2 parts of the playground. This part where you could kind of hang out underneath it.
Yeah.
And we just all sit, like a bunch of us would just sit down there and just with our decks of cards, just playing with each other or just trading.
Yeah.
It would become kind of a problem sometimes. because some people kids will get like really upset with like certain offers or like certain trades. I don't know. I got offered this really random story. This Mew card. It was for the movie, the first movie that came out, and I thought it was really cool looking. Granted, it was some kid had it, so it probably had some damage. It wasn't probably high graded. Turns out the card was worth like a couple $100.
Nice.
I didn't give him my card though.
I
didn't trade my card away.
I never brought cards to school. We used to bring action figures to school, like full blown. Like here's all our GI. Like we'd have you ever see the plastic pencil?
I've done that before. I brought an action figure too today.
No. I wouldn't bring pencils. It would be loaded with every GI Joe. Like there'd literally be 20 GI Joe action figures crammed in there with all the weapons.
Right.
I
figured.
And
we've done that. We did that at my age.
Yeah. So that was about it. We never brought anything else.
2000s.
There was nothing else to bring.
Yeah, no. You can bring we didn't have my generation still at the time didn't have we just came up with the DS.
You know toys I wish of course I had my Star Wars. I wish I kept all those. I'll tell that story one day about how those got ripped off. Transformers were awesome.
Right.
GoBots I had, right? G.I. Joe, of course. But you know which ones I really wish I kept? Also as well, one that I really had a real affinity for is the He-Man, the Master Universe.
Yeah.
The Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain. And then I had the when they came out with Hordak and the slime thing, I was like, that was awesome. But I had all of those guys.
Did you play with Beyblades in school? Did you have Beyblades? No,
that wasn't a thing when I had Beyblades.
Oh, you were 80s kind of. Oh no.
Yeah, the 80s.
They existed then.
Really?
Yeah. And
I never remember.
80s or 90s they came out
90s.
originally. 80s and 90s. They
look that up. When did
wrong.
Beyblades come out? Because I don't remember Beyblades at all. And I was a toy freak.
I had to organize all the like matches in my elementary school. Some people would actually bet money. This is really random in elementary school.
Yeah.
I think I told you a story before where I had to like make sure no one was like betting all their lunch money. I was like, guys, you gotta keep this somewhat fair, equal. Some kid tried to rat at me for like helping pretty much being the lead. I was like the god. It was great. But some kid tried to rat at me and some other kid overheard it and I guess fought him. And then I got called down. I didn't know what happened. So I get called down and this kid is like kind of crying in the corner. He's like, do you know anything that happened here? I'm like, not a clue. What happened here? And he said nothing. I only found out later what happened. Granted, this is Worcester, so you can imagine what kind of school this is.
Yes, Gladiator Academy.
Gladiator Academy.
I'm surprised you guys didn't come back home with more bloody noses and more fat lips and more just fights.
No, people loved me.
I know people loved you, but still.
I was beloved.
Fights are fights.
Yeah, you're right, 90s.
Yeah, 90s. Yeah.
It looks like here.
Yeah, we were all about the action figures and the stuff like that. If it wasn't an action figure, the boys' toys wasn't working. Was not going to work. Was not going to happen.
Beyblades were fun though. I enjoy my Beyblades a lot.
I can see why they were fun. Yeah, I mean, you guys loved it. We bought you a ton of them.
Yeah.
I mean, so many of them. It's like there's so many toys that we got rid of.
We probably should. I was surprised when we got rid of them. I was like, we could probably make money off of these outfits. Yeah. Probably could have, because some of those parts are like desirable apparently. Some were metal, some were plastic. It was great.
Dude, that guy hit the jackpot when he showed up at our estate sale before we moved to Mexico. I had every toy that you ever had, except for a few select items. And
the ones I
in my entire collection of DC and Star Wars stuff. And they're like, he walked. Your mother's like, oh, he spent like $1,000, $2,000. I think your mother says he paid $2,000 for everything. I go, he walked away with $10,000 worth of stuff.
I was gonna say, yeah, that is a great deal for him.
I mean, some of the stuff we gave him was like older stuff.
Why didn't you ask for more?
I wasn't there.
You didn't tell her? You didn't give her a rule? You didn't give her...
No. We needed to get rid of it. We needed to move. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, buddy.
Dude, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
I know, when you gotta go,
I was a motivated seller.
But you can still fight, you know? Like,
motivated seller.
Still can fight for what you get, you know?
Very motivated.
Can haggle. You know, actually, did I tell you a story in Egypt about me haggling?
Yeah.
For silver?
Yeah.
This guy didn't know I used to sell silver. My friend wanted to get a necklace for a friend. And so he needed help. He needed my help. Plus, I was his friend, so we were just hanging out with each other. And he saw this necklace, and he asked for the price. I forgot what it was in Egyptian pounds, but it was something ridiculous, right? And I told him, no, listen, I used to sell silver. You know this. And I told him, no, I would sell this for this much for retail. But in reality, I only paid this much for it. I bet he probably paid about the same, if not less. Now, this guy kind of noticed me kind of like talking to him and was kind of really keen on the conversation. So I kind of convinced my friend. It kind of turned into a natural kind of good cop, bad cop
thing,
which is really funny. Because my friend would be like, "Oh yeah, that's a good price." Like, no, you shouldn't pay for that. And so he would keep haggling. I would haggle to get the price lower, and I got it so low that eventually he started asking us like personal questions, like, "Where are you guys from?" Right? And that was out of pocket question, and we said Italy because that's where we were studying. I didn't want to say American. He didn't want to say Chilean. We just said Italy because that's where we were studying, and we have no connection, right? So pretty safe. And he pointed at me and looked at me kind of in a joking, funny way. But I think there's a little seriousness to it. It's like, you mafia.
Yeah, wow.
Because I was haggling so much. I could have haggled for less, even less. I got a really good deal for my friend. But it should have been less. Should have been less. But my friend felt so bad. He was like, no. He needs to make some money.
Make some money. Some money.
He was going to still make some money, just not as much as you would ripping off a tourist.
Yeah. So this thing...
It's a really random story. Just reminded me of that.
Dude, I gotta do a video on Atari. Obviously I'm Nintendo. Nintendo generation. We're talking about 80s toys. I'm an Atari generation. I'm before Nintendo.
Dude,
I
grew up with the Wii. Well, and also Nintendo DS.
I'm literally the Atari 2600.
You're ancient.
I'm ancient. There was ColecoVision.
It's not even Sega.
Television.
Sega, Nintendo. Do you have a Sega?
Yeah, I had a Sega Saturn.
Uh-huh.
And I barely used it because I had at the same time a GameCube.
Oh yeah.
And a PlayStation.
Yeah.
And the PlayStation was awesome.
PlayStation was awesome, and then you had the GameCube too. That's kind of all you needed.
Okay. Get rid of the GameCube as well. See, Cabbage Patch Kids. You know, my cousin, my older cousin, for Christmas, one Christmas, bought me and my brother Cabbage Patch Kids, thinking they're all the rage. Of course, the two 5-year-old, 6-year-old boys will want cabbage somewhere. Up until some point in time, it's probably gone now. But from the time that I was 5 years old, I actually owned a Cabbage Patch Kid that was never removed from the box and sat in the attic.
Yeah, it's probably worth some good money now. You want to look up the value of that real quickly?
Yeah, what is the original?
I'm just curious. You don't have to if it makes you feel bad, though.
No.
Grant, there's nothing you can do about it.
Can't spell.
When could you ever? Sorry, Gringo. I don't know where.
That doesn't help me. Cabbage Patch Kids that are 40 years old have sold for about between $50 to $6,000.
Okay, not good money, but like not crazy. I was thinking you're gonna say like 15 grand.
eBay.
Well, granted, there's probably ones that are like not.
Oh, that's given to me in pesos. Original
Original in the box, packaged.
Yeah, not what you think.
Like money wise, or like not what I think.
It's like other Cabbage Patch stuff, but anyways,
there probably doesn't exist. You probably have one. You probably had one of the few.
I had one of the originals from the original line.
That's what I mean. And without in the packaging, all that.
But again, I was like, they gave. I'm like, thanks. I guess I knew there was like a craze that people were like going crazy over because I could still understand the news at the time. I understood what girls wanted in school. That's all they talk about was Cabbage Patch Kids. I never expected to get one.
What's the big thing with them? What's so special about them? They were just dolls.
They were dolls that were from the Cabbage Patch. They needed a home. You needed to adopt them. Whatever. The Cabbage were one of the most delightful and in-demand toys of the decade after making their debut on toy shelves in 1982. Complete with a name and a birth certificate, you were actually a child of the 80s. If you didn't... Yeah, it's like they came with a birth certificate and they were like, they're yours.
Your child.
Yeah, and just the way they were, and just sort of like, I don't know, they just became popular for some things hit. Like, why did Tickle Me Elmo hit? I know why Tickle Me Elmo hit.
Because it's Elmo.
No. Okay, so I'm going to tell this story. It's very dirty.
Oh, God.
Okay? And I'm sorry to my cousin who I'm going to embarrass, but I'm not going to name her. Anyways, so the year
is 1997.
Whatever year it was that Tickle Me Elmo came out in the 90s, it was huge, right?
I forget it's a 90s story.
They had gotten one. We were all together at my grandparents. And one of the younger kids, younger than me, had gotten a Tickle Me Elmo. I think it was my youngest cousin. Was a boy. And then my 21-year-old female cousin, who I'm not going to name, was like, "Oh, let me see this thing."
At the time, 21-year-old?
Yeah, at the time.
Okay.
Right? Held it like, "Let me hug it." Hugged it, and it started to laugh and vibrate
Oh, no.
against her chest. And she's like, "I know why this toy is popular." I'm like, "Okay, that's why that toy is popular with adults."
Proud of yourself?
I'm proud of myself.
Figured.
I'm just saying, that's what I witnessed. Tickle me Elmo.
Gringo, you have problems.
Elmo bad.
You have lots of problems.
Elmo bad.
Elmo's done things he should not have done.
Elmo's seen things he shouldn't have seen.
Elmo did things he shouldn't have done.
Okay, so Cabbage Patch Kids, Care Bears. I never had a Care Bear. Watched the cartoon. I was young when we
I
watched.
think I've seen an episode or two before because when it was
Care Bear
on
Stare.
Boomerang.
I like the one with the shamrock on it because, I
Yeah.
was always into it.
I don't know why I always remember the one with the moon.
Rubik's Cube. I used to take it apart and put it back together again. Light Bright. I had tons of Light
Do you
Brights.
remember that time I kept solving the Rubik's Cube?
Yeah.
When I was little?
Yeah.
But like, you know how I solved it?
You used to remove the stickers,
No, I used to keep like throwing it.
breaking it. and
No.
putting it back together.
No, I just kept throwing it at things and it just kept kind of rolling itself. It's like,
Jesus.
honestly, Mom watched me one time. She was like, "What?" It's like, "This is how you've been solving?" I'm like, "Yeah, it just kind of keeps, I don't know." I did it twice.
Never had a Pound Puppy. Never had.
I've never done it again.
Massey Universe. My Little Pony. Nope. I am not a brony. Rainbow Bright. Remember the cartoon? Never had any toys. The Atari. Here we go. The Viewmaster Transformers. Game Boy. G.I. Joe. Mr. Potato Head. I never had a Mr. Potato Head.
I had a Mr. Potato Head.
You did have a Mr. Potato Head.
Those are fun.
They are fun. Except for they keep everything in his ass. That's where the compartment is. I'm like,
That's not how
who
you-
thought this up?
That's not how you.
He's like, I need his face. Here, dump this out. Takes a crap. Glowworms, didn't have a glowworm. Etch a Sketch, couldn't stand Etch a Sketch. Rubik's Cube again. Micro Machines.
You know what's weird about the Mr. Potato Heads
What's
that I
that?
remember? I remember them a lot at the for some reason the Pixar world. Remember in Disney World in Pixar? I know because there's actual Mr. Potato Head, but they would sell some.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Micro Machines. You know what those are? Micro, small version of like a Hot Wheels something. It's just a little car or vehicle. So I had a friend, Mark, right?
Oh, great.
Heard
Heard about Mark.
Right?
Heard a lot about Mark.
He loved Micro Machines. He loved getting Micro Machines because he loved putting them on the concrete street and using a hammer and smashing them as flat as he could.
Wow.
Not really sure why that was his thing, but that was his thing.
Do you think he might have had problems?
It made him happy. Yes, he did have problems. Speak and Spell Computer, remember that? Spirograph, no. Simon, that game sucked.
What's wrong with Simon?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, love those. Star Wars toys, of course. Various toys. All right. It's about that time. It's about that damn time. You got anything else to say?
No.
You
no,
good?
I'm pretty.
I think it's time to play some video games.
Time for me to win. Oh, we don't play against each other anymore.
No, I don't play against you because
You don't play against me in baseball. You don't play against me in fighting games.
I'm older.
You
I don't
lose.
have the hand-eye
Everything.
coordination
No, I don't
as
wanna
a
hear
young
it.
man.
Excuses.
I can't see
Excuse-
things well.
You hear this? Excuses.
All right.
They're like, you're like to be a hopeful person. Here you are being like
Listen,
so pessimist.
if I want to get the crap beat out of me on a regular basis, I'll just
Argue
revert
with
back
mom?
to being a child. Okay.
Wow,
Listen.
wow. Some drama to unpack there, isn't there, huh?
So
you need to talk to somebody, Gringo.
I like to try to enjoy my games, and then it's so I think it's time to play some video games. It's time to get a snack and play some video games. So, all right, everybody, it's been a fun stream, and I hope you've all enjoyed your time with us. So, with that, we're gonna close it out here and stay. Once again for the last time, Happy New Year, and salut, a huevo,
Adios.
adios from south of the border. We gonna get out of here.
We're free.
Thanks, everybody.